Soul Group, another spontaneous live stream. I wanted to just share some more experiences. Got a lot going on in the house today, but I got that little feeling to go live, so I'm just waiting for one person, spontaneous, to jump in here. All I need is one person, Soul Group, and we vibing. So I'm waiting for the souls who will be directed to this live stream. I'm gonna talk to the water. I don't bathe or consume water unless I state my intent. I recognize water as one of the five Platonic solids. It is a live, breathing, conscious entity. And I respect it in this joint venture. So we got somebody in here, Peace and Love Soul Group, talking a little bit about, it'll be another freestyle, but I wanted to share some experiences, more experiences, mind-blowing experiences. And when I say mind-blowing, I mean stretching that mind, making that mind go further than you can even imagine, because it will stretch. The mind is just a bundle of your emotions and experiences that create this life, this timeline. All right, so I'm going to talk to the water, put my vibe, state my purpose to the water. I've done this live before, but I always talk to the water once again before I bathe in it, before I consume it. I recognize and realize that the water is a live, breathing entity, okay, that we're doing this joint venture with, one of the five Platonic solids. So I respect and honor the water and being a part of this body that we're in, okay? So, oh, water, let me get a breath. Let me get a couple breaths in. Blowing that breath of life on the water. One more, Soul Group, one more. All right, now I'm going to speak to the water, and you will see the water vibrating and connecting to me through the throat chakra. You'll feel the sound change. You'll feel the joint venture as I allow this union with the water. Come in, oh water. Come in, give me clarity. Give me downloads. Give me experiences, lost data, past lives. Connect me to the infinite beingness that we're all attached to. Another spontaneous live stream. You directed me here. There is a signal that we just want to put out for those who are open to receive. Receive this signal. Feel it in your heart. If it resonates with you, by all means, tap line this organic light frequency. Oh, water, we thank you for the joint venture. We thank you for the remembrance. We thank you for the clearing. We thank you for the light. We thank you for the dark. We thank you for the hot, the cold, the good, the bad, the ugly. We thank you for polarity. And we thank you for the health and helping us connect to this breath of life and just helping us on this journey. So we drink to clarity. We drink to cleansiness. We drink to vitality. We drink to union. We drink. So here we go, Soul Group. Drinking the information. The water is also good to put a glass of water by your bed after you yawn, Yawning should be a lucidity signal for you right now. When you yawn, it means that your Homo sapiens sapiens suit is getting tired, meaning you can now turn awareness to your light body. Okay, so we're gonna jump into some experiences that I've been having that I'm loving. It's mind blowing, and it's this universal language. And I'm just using the word universe because it's popular. I don't want to make this complicated. I just want to deliver the information. And my intent for this is just to raise the level of awareness, consciousness, one soul at a time. I'm starting with me, but I'm sharing it with my reflections. Okay. So the day before yesterday, I was out in nature. I'm getting that sunrise. I'm getting that sunset. I'm in Michigan and it is hot, 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 hot. The melanin is bubbling, okay? And I was just, I stated my purpose in the morning. I'm open to receive when I first realized that I was conscious, right? What do I mean? And I'm aware that I'm back in the Homo sapiens sapiens suit. I put out the vibe. This it doesn't have to, but this really helps you to start creating your own life, just baby steps. When before you go to sleep, and I'm driving this in because this is simple. Soul group, it's simple. Just do it for 21 days and watch your life change instantly. Okay, before you go to sleep at night, when you should become aware of this. When you yawn, start paying attention to when you yawn. Okay, let that be a trigger of lucidity to become aware. Your body's getting tired. You can go non-physical. How do you go non-physical? You can do it in trance by breathing, right? Raising the vibration and sliding into trance. You can do it by sleeping, okay? And you can also do it by daydreaming, which they call remote viewing. I'm just keeping it simple. Okay, so when you yawn, let the yawn be a lucid trigger. Become aware, okay, I'm getting a little tired. I can go into trance. All of the action is happening in the non physical realms. That's where creation starts. Okay, that's the invisible world that only the occult, for probably who knows the way we measure time, hundreds of thousands of years knew about. Okay, they played the occult, they made the occult seem bad to keep people from the information. The occult is hidden information. That's what it is. And only a certain group of people had had access to, I just like to call it the non-physical realm or the invisible world that sits right inside of the time and space that we are in right now. It's the most valuable asset you can have. And why is this important? Because it's an infinite, immortal realm of thought and power. It's where the source power lies for creation. Okay? That's where you get your source. That's where you get your power and the abilities to create here. You can call here whatever you want to. It is what it is. You understand, soul group? So just start to become aware of the information that you're open to receive. It could be anything that you will and desire, but any quote unquote influencer that is not now in these times, in the illusion of time and space, preparing you for what we've been told is death. But we should know by now there's no death. So let's just call it the transitioning. What do you do when you detach from the Homo sapiens sapien? What's the next step to ascension? This is vital, okay? A lot of the other civilizations, like you heard me talking about, for example, I like to use the Mayans. I studied the Mayans. Their whole incarnation here, call it whatever you want, was to prepare for the next step, the transitioning, okay? You do what you're supposed to do here. What is here? Just from my aspect, here is badass where we are. Here, if I could just keep it simple, is like being an astronaut or organic astronaut. And you volunteered, some of you volunteered, I think we all volunteered to come here and experience the I amness from this realm of technology. And some of us got lost in the technology. Some of us start trusting the technology more than our own experiences. Here, a lot of is making sense now. What here is, you know what I mean? Because I exist here through consciousness, and I'm aware of. How can I explain this? I'm aware now. Now I'm lucid of the energy bodies, the different energy bodies that I operate in to experience. Up until probably maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 years, I'm pushing it. I was probably 90-10, 90% holographic universe, Derek Dunlap, the positive marketer, 10%, right? Crossing over into the invisible world. I would have, like a lucid dream here and there. I would have astral projections, not purposely, but it was happening. I would just find myself there. And that was, oh, that was cool. I played a lot in the non physical realms with no intent for my ascension. I just could get there. Okay. Now I'm learning, soul group, is more, how can I say this without the free will thing is very important to me now. I'm experiencing now there's a strategic strategy for positioning in the astral realm. It's the continuation of positioning because the soul don't die. Okay. So as children, we played in the astral realms. We flew. We had astral friends. We got used to seeing all of the different reflections of source, which could be any shape, any size, colors that we don't even have the color scheme here. But it's an infinite realm of possibilities because we're connected right to source. What is source? Source here is your imagination. Okay? And I'm doing my best to decode to make it simple. Source here, where we are, is the imagination. In the non-physical realms, it's whatever you think about, it shows up. Now, how do you control and how do you start creating? Okay, it's some things that you have to, I won't say master, but you got to get real good at this. All right. You have to get real good at number one, breathing, because the breath of life is like the rocket fuel for your biological computer. The breath of life is what sparks up and gives you that energy to activate the emotional body is what I wanted to say, but the non-physical body, the light body, it runs off of source energy. It runs from the electric charge you get from breathing. Okay, breathing is very important. You have to learn how to breathe here. Okay, and it's not like the commercial breathing that you see a lot of people do. The closest breathing, and a lot of people don't give this guy the credit because he has his own agendas and shit like that. But Tim Wolf is breathing. Okay, I don't agree with a lot of things because we have two different perspectives of life. But that brother is breathing to where he's so in tune with the breath, nothing else exists. That's why you can burn him. He can sit in cold water. He's turning his awareness from the physical to the non-physical realms through the breath. Okay? So Tim Wolf is breathing. So you have to get very good at number one, breathing, a rhythmic breathing. And I'll do it again today with those of you who missed the last video. It's not complicated, but it takes your will and desire to make this transitioning. Okay. Number two, you got to get your focus back. Okay. A lot of our attention spans, because it is we own. The technology took your patience, it took your attention span. You don't want to wait on anything because it pumps out information like this. It's fast, it's internet. And it's strategically, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's grabbing your awareness. That's what this technology is supposed to do. It learns from you, it feeds off you, you power it. It creates with you. Technology learns from you. Now, why is technology A larger choice than biological ascension is a first choice right now. And I understand why people choose technology, being like I say, I'm not against technology. Technology feeds the ego instantly. It feeds and the endorphins of the brain that's addicted to it. It feeds it real quick. You can get whatever you want on the internet like this. You don't have to think. You don't have to imagine. It's quick and it's very addictive. And a lot of people know they are addicted, and a lot of people are in denial about being addicted to the internet. But focus. Whatever you can see in your mind's eye, just as clear as I'm looking at this screen, you can connect with and you can have. But to get there, it takes great breathing to get the energy flowing, and then it takes great focus to sit in focused thought. All right, that's the power, soul group. The ability to see it in the mind's eye and make the mind's eye finite. We have to take that power from the fiat currency and Bitcoin. See, that's our God here. We don't want, they put it on the money, in God we trust. We didn't want to admit it, but the money was, that was your backbone to a lot of incarnation after incarnation. It was the money. Without the money, what do I have? How do I survive? Right? That keeps you in the number system. The matrix's number code. You understand what I'm saying? So the money is God here. All right. I'm telling you, in this transition in the non-physical realms, you don't need money. Some of you won't even be thinking about money. When you separate from the Homo sapiens sapiens suit and you hit that non-physical realm, you can tell the people who are lucid in life, have waken up inside what they told you was a dream, right? They're not doing the same things they were doing here in the holographic universe. They change. They can do whatever they want to do. If you can imagine it, if you can see it, it'll show up in your mind's eye, okay? It's waiting for you in the non-physical realms. You just have to, it has to become a part of you. You have to spend time with yourself. You have to reprogram your soul group. So this universal language, I was out, I was driving, I was feeling the vibe, I was open to receive. I started off earlier with however you want to use me today. You know, I just want to be a service. That's what I'm learning. You don't manifest what you want, and I experienced this. You manifest what you are. Let me say that again. It was deep for me. You don't manifest what you want. You can focus on stuff that you want, and depending on your ability to focus and to attach emotion to that, you can create like that. But if you want it to be on autopilot, that life you hear all these gurus talking about, you know, become it. Become what you want. If you want more, give more. More come to you. Become it, and you will vibrationally attract it. Okay? So I was driving around Soul Group, and the universe started to speak to me. Mind blowing. It started off when I was driving down the street, and if this child was 4 years old, I'm doing good. It was in the upper on a balcony. I was driving by, it was very quiet, and I heard this high-pitched, precious energy voice say, "Hello, hi." And I looked up, and it was a little child waving at me. Now, if you're not open to receive, and you're not going by how you feel, just what you're hearing, when I heard the voice, I felt the voice. I felt the inner peace. My heart chakra just opened up to receive that. And when I looked at him waving, I instantly smiled and I connected to it. And I said, "Hello, infinite beingness. I see you. I feel you." The universe speaks through you. It speaks through me. It speaks through everything. It's the source. I think sometimes we look for another body, that we try to put the universe in a body like us. And I'm telling you, it's already in the body like us. It's us. And once you understand this and accept it, you are the universe. You have a direct connection to the universe. But just like you need codes and a connection to this internet, you have to learn how to connect. It's going to take some work on your part. Nobody's going to give it to you. You can buy all the courses you want. You can jump into the high minds. You can do all of the chants. You can do all of the meditations you want. You have to do it. You have to experience it. And just to hear it started with that little kid. And then the next thing I know, it was the trees speaking to me. Hi. I could feel it. And I would speak back. Hello, beautiful trees. And the wind was blowing them. And then it started going through people. Everywhere I went, I became, hi, how are you? I'm fine, beautiful soul. How are you? I'm fine. Nice to meet you. All fucking day. And now I'm aware of it. So I'm tapping into it and I'm letting go of what my ego, oh, they just speaking to you. But shit, they ain't been speaking to me like this no other time. Why now? You see? So you have these conversations back with the way you used to perceive things. Let it go and just stay with it. And all day long, the universe was just letting me know, hi, I see you. I know you see me. And it was just a beautiful thing. What's the universal language? Any way you want to receive it. Only person you got to convince is yourself. That is the universe speaking to you. You ain't got to, I ain't got to sit on this live stream and try to convince people that the universe speaks through everything. Experience, that's the universal language. It's everything. So tap into it and start using it. Start feeling again, soul group. Start feeling. What do I mean by feeling? Let me give you a real life experience. It's easier to connect through experiences. We all have had times where we were like at that crossroad of making a decision about something, whether it was an important decision or it was just a spontaneous decision or something we've been thinking about for a long time, right? And we say, because we're used to communicating through this language, I heard an inner voice tell me to. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? All right. You're feeling that. Ain't nobody talking to you. You're feeling it. That is your organic communication with everything. You say you heard it because you're used to, you get what I'm saying? But you felt that shit right in the solar plexus, right up in here. You felt it. And you, which is infinite beingness, decoded it as, it don't feel right. It wasn't no language. It wasn't no auto. You felt, you downloaded all the, this is how we download information from what they call the Akashic Records. You don't have to figure it out. It just comes out of you. And stop fighting it. It's us for her. Where did I get that from? I don't know where. That's how it works. It's that feeling, right? That you get. It's anywhere from 10 seconds to 5 seconds before it actually happens or before you actually make the decision. Because the non-physical realms gets the information first and then it manifests here to the all this shit, the Homo sapiens sapiens suit, the reptilian brain, all of this shit that was genetically modified to make us these super biological computers now. We badass. We badass, right? So learn how to feel. And what I've done is my lifeline is what I feel. I threw out the sales pitches. I threw out what I'm seeing with my eyes because it's illusionary. Everything seems good until you experience it. Let me say that again. Everything seems good when you're looking at somebody else. It's the shiny shit until you experience it. So lean on how it feels. Very important in these times to be making decisions based on how it feels. It's that feeling you get in the solar plex chakra. Become lucid to it. Feel it. How do you get more closer to your chakras? By doing the meditations, focusing thought, Focus thought in these areas and breathing. Okay. I got a program and I'm not, it's just coming up this way. I know it seems, but I got a program that explains all of this because some people don't know this. Okay. And it takes you step by step. It's not finite. It's not the only way. It's not the truth. But from my experiences, it's a great foundation to build from non-physically. Okay? Because there's some of you that are way more expressive. You feel better. You explain better. You elaborate better. You got your together too. Right? But what I found out about my course, it's a great foundation and it's simple to build on if you're just making this spiritual transitioning, okay? So fuck it, yeah, I plug my shit. But yeah, go by how you feel always. It's always how you feel because you're non-physical and we're heading in that direction. We're heading to the light body. Soul group, we're heading to the light body. 25 minutes in, how do I get the chat to come back up? Trying to see who we got in here. I know we got some people. Oh, here we go. Nope, that ain't it. Derek, you should know how to work the chat by now. Anyway, I can't see the chat. I don't want to learn more. Okay. Well, anyway, I'll figure it out. This is really bothering me that I can't see the chat. Oh. Okay, it just popped up. Hello. Aja Shante. I hope I pronounced that right. All right. So the chat is working. All right, soul group. I'm trying to see if it's anything else that I can pull to cover. I want to talk about belief again. And the reason why I want to talk about, I'm sorry, Asia, I can see it. Asia, nice to have you here, beautiful soul. There's a lot of debates and a lot of like miniature wars going on. And they're all based off of belief. Okay? And once you tap into this elevated way of, I just call it being multidimensional, but they have the fancy languages. Once you tap into your multidimensional self, you see things a lot of different ways. Okay? What is belief? And a lot of people debate about beliefs. And when you do that, nobody wins because all we are what we believe. Okay? And we have to learn how to see that from a multi-dimensional perspective. The worst thing you could be doing now is debating and arguing with people about what they believe. It's a waste of energy. I've seen belief in the on the astral plane, and it is a very powerful entity. I've seen the belief of Christianity, the energy that came from believing. It's a very powerful belief system and it's real, soul group. You are what you believe, and you believe things based on the emotion and the energy that you apply to it. So when you start looking at it this way, you can stay in the game longer. You could stop these miniature wars that brew up into bigger wars. Belief, free will is belief. So get cool with, oh, okay, that's cool. You believe that? Oh, fuck it. Because you're not changing it. Don't make no sense to debate over it. You believe what you believe, they believe what they believe. That's free will. Free will is in mentalism. So allow people to be who they be. You just work on you. You know what I mean? And we all got a lot of work to do because we're all still we're holding on to things. We're learning. We're starting to clean out the house right now. Does that make sense? We're cleaning out the house right now. I'm live, honey. We're cleaning out the house. We're cleaning out our own stuff, right? So the belief, the debates, just leave it, let that go. And let go of how you think people perceive you. That's the number one vibe. That's the number one chord I would cut. I would close my eyes and visualize my light body and every tap line, every chord. What is a chord? That's the way somebody perceives you. That's the way you hold these connections to people. They're non-physical connections. As soon as you attach emotion to what somebody said about you, what somebody perceived, what you get, there's an energy cord. I call them tap lines. You have to cut those. That means anything they say is attaching to your etheric bodies, probably your emotional body, because you give a fuck. And a lot of people debate this. If you care what people say, you've been tap lined. They have a direct connection to your emotional field. And everything they say, you're storing it. It goes right to the heart center. You, oh, I can't. Yeah, that's a tap line. Cut those, okay? The only person or entity, and I felt very selfish when I first started experiencing these things. I felt selfish, right? Which was my ego. You're selfish. Because I start putting me first. How do I feel? And the things, but my life started changing and I started feeling better. I started feeling healthier because it didn't matter. I just had to. I think what I'm trying to say, soul group, is when I started putting me first, I started loving me first. I started living a, when I say me, I know who I am now. I'm not talking about the Homo sapiens sapiens suit. I'm talking about this infinite beingness, right? When I start recognizing who I truly was, it didn't matter what no one else, how anybody else perceived it. What matters was me connecting, staying connected to it. It was blowing my mind in a good way. I started tapping into things that I couldn't even do physically, you know? And it's a beautiful relationship with self. I fell in love with me. I'm in love with me. You're seeing a reflection for my love with me. And like I said before on other live streams, I remember a time when, number one, I didn't know who I was, and I damn sure wasn't in love with myself. So this is a beautiful thing, you know. And when you fall in love with you, it don't matter what your mama say. Live your life. But I will say this: you have to be able to discern what is. How can I say this? I'm trying to find a good word. I know what it is. Like some things. Okay, I'll just say it like this: some things are what we call flesh based, and other things are spiritual based. You have to learn how to discern what is for flesh, right? And what is for spirit, and find a balance there. Okay? Because as long as you're in this Homo sapiens sapiens suit, let me be the first to tell you, it has needs of its own. It really does. Right? It has the program of nature in it to reproduce. It has, sexual energy flowing through it. It has taste. It has touch. It has smell. You see what I'm saying? So there's different, you have to just learn. It's not going to happen overnight. So it's good to have just streams like this that's talking about ascension pains and things that we're learning, because this transition is not just peak. click, everything clicks on. We have to transition into this way of thinking, this way of being, because it's new to us. It's not a new energy. You hear a lot of people say it's new energy coming through. No, the energy ain't new. We're just tapping into it. We're becoming aware of it. You see, the energy has been here. We were just giving our awareness to matrix shit. Video, just, you know what I'm saying? And what you're going to learn is you become what you focus on. Is this making sense, Soul Group? So, just a little recap. Universal language is everything that you're experiencing. The universe speaks through you. That's the language. It's everything and nothing at the same time. It's mind blowing. Number two, start monitoring the information that you're taking in. Okay, this is a precious time and space. Feed the soul group. This ascension requires, you're not taking this body with you. I love my body, but it's not going, okay? And because the soul doesn't die, it's going to make a transitioning. I'm telling you what it is. This is not a doom and gloom live stream. I'm doing these streams to help those of you prepare. We're going to go through a transitioning from the Homo sapiens sapiens suit into the light body, okay? So, from what I'm experiencing, which is not finite, but I know I'm connected, I can say that much. We start from there. So it's important for you to have non-physical real estate, meaning a space that you've created in mentalism for your light body to touch down on when this not temporary, this separation from this body and your light body happens. It's gonna happen. We see it happening every day from loved ones with COVID. We know it happens, but we also know, right? We've waken up in the dream. We became lucid in the dream. We know that we exist separate from the physical body. A lot of us have witnessed this firsthand. The body on the bed and we're in our light bodies, our biological technology, and we're traveling the car without the body. Okay, so a lot of us know. Now there's some of you who have not had this experience. You hearing about it, you can't, it's in your gut. You like, man, this is really resonating with me. Okay, so you don't have to, but you need to make that a number one priority right now, because through history, all right, in this game of life, there's been so many resets like the one that's upon. It's just a reset. It's a reset, and retaining your data, your experiences, your emotions, right? Lifetimes is what gives you a better position in the game, soul group. All right. This is not talked about. This is not mainstream. I'm surprised I can still do these live. That's because we're a small group right here. Okay. But this is why these group of individuals called the Anunnaki and these stories that we keep telling ourselves, they got their position, the position they're in right now, from retaining data. Okay. They're not going through what was called the soul trap. They're not going through that. They're actually creating them, okay, with source energy, okay? No one's forcing us to reincarnate. I had to keep it real with myself, even myself. Nobody, when they say a soul trap, it's like a strategic trap. You agree to it because, as I said on other live streams, you haven't become lucid in this life yet. You haven't awakened consciously in the Homo sapiens suit, the emotional body, the light body, these different energies. You haven't awakened in some of these bodies. So when you do fall asleep, a lot of you remember your dreams sometimes, a lot of you don't. Some of you will say, I don't even dream anymore. I used to when I was a child. I'm telling you, you dream every single night. You just have no recall. You have no connection to the light body. That's what I'm telling you. That's where all of the information is stored, in the light body. But if you don't know how to log on and activate it through pranayama breathing, focused thought, energy work, moving your energy from the root chakra all the way up to the crown chakra. These are just the basics. This is what I mean by a good foundation. This is how you activate your biological technology. You have to do this on purpose. It can't be accidental. It has to be just like the NBA players can make them free throws. This is what I'm telling you. Okay. So, the reset, the energy is coming through. Some people call it Planet Nibiru is coming. There's a lot of different stories that talk about this, and they're all just doing their best to prepare those who have ears and the eye to see. Okay? Prepare spiritually, because everything that you think is fit, everybody's going to lose everything physically. It happens all the time. We've played this game hundreds of thousands of times. We just have no recall. How do you know that, Derek? Because a lot of you don't even remember what you dreamed about last night. But you fell asleep. You hit the non-physical realm. A lot of you don't even remember what you wore last Thursday. But you wore it. You have no recall. Recall is the most precious gift. Focused thought and remembering. You know what I'm saying? That's how you tap into, that's power. Whoever can stay calm in chaos and still create. Those are creator gods. Those are your supervisors, your product producers, the people who can think, who are mastering mentalism. That's going to give you the best position in this game. Now, it's not the most popular thing to do. Who wants to sit down and be still and focus? And I'm just telling you where the power is. It's always going to be your choice. If you can stay calm in present moment awareness when everything around you is chaos, you are bad. You got what it takes to create your own planes, to become a Gaia. It's levels to this. But right now, I'm making these videos just to talk about the transitioning that's upon everybody. And this is not a doom and gloom thing. It is what it is. It's inevitable. And a lot of influencers are not talking about what's after this life. And I have glimpses for becoming lucid and lucid dreams. And by doing these purpose focused projections for probably the last 10 or 15 years, not purpose and focus for the last 5 years, they've been focused and purpose. But I've always had this ability since I was a child. And that's creating a plane where I can touch down on anytime I want. So when it happens, it's just going to be a habit for me. I do this every single night. I touch down on this plane. It's mine. I created it with my energy. It's called non-physical real estate. And this is what the Mayans and this is what these Anunnakis and these reptilians, they're interdimensional beings. They live in and play on the non-physical realm. Okay, they're not trapped in this realm that we're in. And when I say trapped, meaning they can go and come whenever they want to. You're watching it. They can come in and go whenever they want to. You can't do that because you weren't taught how. You were taught matrix code. You were taught a language. Okay, and all I'm saying now is it's time to start going inward. That's what they mean by we're this transition. You don't just say a mantra, and you wake up and you got it. Listen, you could believe that if you want. You have to put in the work. As above, so below. You have to put in the invest in you. You're free to believe. If you think you can listen to a binaural beat and wake up and have, then that's what you believe. I'm telling you, you have to experience this and make this a part of this has to become a lifestyle. Who cares what people think? You'll be experiencing what you'll start seeing. I call it the bleed through. When the third eye opens, you'll start seeing the invisible realm with the pineal gland. Once it opens, it doesn't close. You'll find a balance. You'll find a way to deal with it. At first, it's weird, but you'll learn how to balance it. It'll become natural. You can see both realms, right? Your color spectrum will get broader. You'll start seeing different colors. Your discernment, the third eye, let me just say this, okay? The third eye will let you experience everything, but it doesn't discern it. So that's why I say nothing is finite. I'm aware that everybody sees everything, but we have a very hard time discerning what we're seeing. I'm just keeping it real. So that's why I say nothing is finite. Nobody don't know shit. They're only telling you what they're trying their best to tell you what but it's not finite. It's not the way or the only way to infinity. Think about it. If it's infinite ways to it. But now, if you got a badass agenda and you can get people to believe that there's only one way, so be it to that belief. It's only one way to that belief, and you have to go through this entity. That's what's going on in a lot of occult setup based religions and spirituality. That I'm just telling you that like what's going on in the background, okay? If you believe it's one way, so be it. I can't get there unless I say in the name of this deity. And that's the way it is. But when you talk about source, right? Source, once again, is the power, the energy that we all use to exist. And whatever you want to call this experience, I don't care. And to create. Source. It's source in a body. Like, we're looking for these guys that created sin. It's you. You're looking for something that's you. You are a manifestation of source in a body. Okay? You just have to remember who you are. You've been playing the game, and there's some things in this game that you love more than, well, I'll let you discern that. Y'all feel me? It's some things in this game that you love more than your ascension right now or your position right now. I had to deal with all of this shit. I love some things more than I love myself in this game, in this incarnation. And I had to balance it, you know? And I realized that things disappear out of the game. But I also realized that my beingness and my awareness is infinite. So I started playing the game right or different. I had to catch that. I started playing the game different. Does this make sense? All right, y'all. 47 minutes in. Let me see. Is there anything else? We talked about beliefs. Stop the debating with the beliefs. If you like watching that, if it's entertaining to you, then, but don't get into them. It requires too much of your energy and you're being tap lined. Okay. I touched on tap lines. It's very important to clear all of the tap lines also. Tap lines is any entities, Homo sapiens sapiens, that you have a non-physical conversation with. How do you have a non-physical conversation? You think about them. You think about a past experience, and that emotion and that feeling comes up. Okay, there's a lot. You a badass being. You can think of something, and bring that into present moment awareness. And then there's that feeling. It could be a feeling of hurt. It could be a feeling of anger. It could be a feeling of love. There's a feeling there. Okay, that's telepathy. Okay. And if the other person is multidimensional and lucid, they'll feel you thinking about them. You'll hear multidimensional beings say all the time, somebody talking about me. You can feel this shit. This shit is mind. When I say mind blowing, it just blows you out of your programs. The way you used to perceive life. And it's the small things. These are not even real. There's no big, the only big change is your schedule throughout the day, what you spend time focusing on. That's the biggest change. Other than that, same being, same awareness, same feelings. You just know what they are. You know what I mean? And you just become more responsible of what you keep in your mind and what you attach emotion to and how you play the game. You realize that the 10 Commandments was for the Homo sapiens sapiens suit. And I, which is not the only way, I like The Hermetic laws, or some people call them the universal laws. I understand them. I feel them. I recognize them. I realize whatever I'm putting out on this throat chakra when I'm talking this language, it's a vibration. I'm putting out a vibration, and that vibration has to come back to me. Okay? The emotions that I put out, it has to come back to me. There's no way around this, soul group. So you really fucking yourself. I tell you, you when you putting out, you get in these debates and you arguing and you screaming and you fighting with other beings, it's coming back to you. Nobody gets away with shh. And if it sounds like I'm looping, I am looping. Universal laws, 10 commandments. You got to choose. You have to choose. I'm not saying, but once you inhabit the universal laws, you'll just line up anyway. Don't even try to figure out how. It's just gonna happen. You're gonna change like this with thought. Once you start implementing the universal law, you don't even have to worry about the 10 commandments because it just happens. I'm not gonna sit up here and try to explain why, but you'll just be a better being all the way around. 51. We talked about universal language. I'm 51 minutes in. Some things that I'm very, very passionate about. Number one is breath work, energy work, visualization, and light language. I don't do a lot of light language on this channel because I wasn't led to do light language on this channel. I was led on this channel to talk about the preparation inward and the transitioning. Okay? But some of the other things that I'm very, very, very connected to is light language. I've been doing it since a child. Religion calls it the spoken tongue in religion. Sometimes I can feel what I'm connecting to, but I just let the energy flow. But listen, even YouTube can discern some of my tongues, but it's in different languages. You understand? I don't know a lot what I say, but different beings when I get in groups on Clubhouse and we have these light language chats, some of them can discern what I'm saying. How do I know that they're discerning it correctly? It feels right. That feeling, okay? Because I know I've had people try to read my energy and I felt, that's some bullshit. I can feel it, and you can feel it, right? A lot of you show up to these live streams because you can feel I'm only telling you guys what I'm experiencing, and I'm coming from a place, my heart center, when I do this information, and I'm very sensitive to you guys' free will. Be who you be. I love it. However you come to me, that's how I'm gonna accept you, whether it's conducive to my journey or not. I realize that you have the free will and mentalism to be whatever you want to be. That's just the way it is. We just got to get used to it. We're used to being placed in boxes, and we have to. When I say you have to, ascension, you have to. You can't stay in a box and ascend. You can't. We were given some things that have nothing to do with our non-physical life. We were given things to keep order in the game, in the Homo sapiens sapiens suit. Okay? But if you want to change your positioning, you have to change your mind, the way you think. Get more right brain than left brain. What's the difference in the two? The right is your divine feminine energy. And people get mad when I say this, but this is how it is in me. It don't have to be this way in you. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But the right side of my brain is all of my creativity, all my intuitiveness, everything, my projections, the way I feel. It's on the right side of my brain. The left side of my brain is getting on the internet and making money with numbers, right? I'm very good at, making programs and products and structure, and I'm a tech guy. That's the matrix. You see, because I'm in a game where I'm using two different we are badass if we just learn how to balance it. Oh, we out cold. Don't think the whole universe is coming to this plane to see what's going on. We are the universal reality show going on right now. Because beings are like, how can they be so fucked up but so perfect? I'm telling y'all, because that's us. A lot of these beings can't go out of their agendas. We really have free will. We just don't understand what free will is. We've been playing the game in the holographic universe in between like this. We've been protected. But now as some of us are graduating or wakening up, whatever you want to call it, we playing the game now. Stuff is just magically happening around here. And me and my wife, one thing, I said this on another live stream, we don't try to figure out how it's going to happen, we throw all that, we just go with the flow and we recognize it happening. I don't have to know how it happened. Like you hear guys, prove it to me. Bro, I don't have to prove it to you. I'm telling you this shit is happening. And once again, the only person who I have to convince is who? And it happens. I ain't got to convince you. It's happening. It's happening all over this plane. You see the people making videos like this and they're sharing their experience. It's happening. But there's different agendas. We can have different agendas. It's okay. Look at all the different species. Look at all of the different flowers. Look at all of the different. It's okay to be different. You don't have to jump on somebody's agenda. The easy way is to jump aboard something that's already moving, but also know you can create your own. But you got to put in the work. That's why it's more appetizing to jump on the agenda because you don't have to do the creation process, right? Reptilians and archons. Okay, I got low power mode. Reptilians and archons, they love to take what we create and in their own way using technology, quote unquote now, make it better. But better for what? They weaponize a lot of things that we do because we have always been the creators. We can look at something and imagine, connect right to source and create it in the astral realms or the non-physical planes. And what they've been doing is they've been attaching their technology. How do they do it? By putting it in front of us in devices. They've been putting their technology in front of us and we're imagining and bringing the holographic universe, we're creating it. That's why it's expanding. You just got to know what it is. We're building the holographic universe with our flame, with our ability to create, and we're also attached to infinity. We badass. We're chip of source, and know that. Know that when I see you, when I feel you, I see myself. I see a reflection, and that helps me tone down the judging. It really does. When you start seeing it in a different way, your vibration rises. You feel lighter. You feel better. You stop giving a fuck. Not that I know what they mean when you know what? I don't even care no more. You know what they're doing? They're just letting the energy flow now. Because just letting the energy flow, how can I explain this? Got it. All right. When you stop judging or trying to figure out everything, when you judge something, you attach a piece of you, your emotion to it. So that becomes a part of you energetically. And certain things trigger it to come up. So it's attaching to you. You understand what I'm saying? Anything. You could see a car, you could see that color, you like that color, you'll feel it. Oh, I like that. That becomes a part of you because you've imagined it in your mind's eye. You saw a picture of that car. You can close your eyes right now and become lucid to your power and you can see that car. That means that it exists it's a part of you. And the more focused thought you give to that energy, and the more emotion that you give to that energy, and the more that you are open to receive that car, it'll show up. It'll show up. Okay? And so that's why this technology is like next level shit because now they have us staring at this technology. So we're creating, and I went over this before. I'm not going to say a fake reality. Okay. But and this is man. When I say, how can I explain this? How can I explain this? Damn, how can I explain this? I know what I want to say, Soul Group, but I can't find the English language. It's hard to use English language. Okay, when everything is okay, I'll use water for an example. Okay, so let's just use the ocean. All right, and let's just call the ocean the source. Let's just say the ocean is everything. All right, the ocean, when all of that's a huge body of water. Okay, now of course, you see how we got water here, right? If we take enough of this water, we can create a whole nother body of water, which is real, but it's outside of its source. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's when I say this is man doing it. It's from source, but we're creating separate bodies from the same source. So this holographic universe being built by technology, right? It's powered by source energy, right? And when I say it's not organic, it's because, damn, I don't know how to explain this, soul group. I'm stuck. Wow. I don't have a language. The flame is organic, the energy is organic, but I'll give you an example of what I'm trying to say. If you take a robot and disconnect it, it has no presence, it has no awareness. You get what I'm trying to say? So, y'all get what I'm trying to say? You could take a robot, right? And it can't imagine on its own. This is what I mean by it's not organic. When I say organic, you imagine it on your own. You don't, even without a Homo sapiens sapiens suit, you can still imagine and exist on these planes, right? Technology can't do that. But it's being powered by the source, which is you and me. And we're building a whole nother holographic universe with our creation, with this hive mind that we have outside in another body, outside of what they call dark matter. That's how powerful we are. Did I kind of deliver it? Right? We in the game, right? We're from the source, which you can come in and out of, but we've broken off and we have what we call, just in English, a holographic universe, which is being created by technology powered by the flame. All right? And I'm telling you, the game is getting so deep. If we keep connecting this technology to our awareness and our source, we're gonna lose our connection, which we're doing now. How do we know this? Because you can walk down the street, right? You can go outside of your house right now and everybody's staring at a fucking screen. Okay? I hope I'm painting this picture for you, what's happening in the non-physical. It's the same game. It's just levels to it. You'll lose your connection to source. Just like the water. That's the best analogy I can tell you of what's going. You'll lose the connection from getting back. You know how they say water eventually makes it back to its source? Eventually, when it rains, all that water makes it back. Yeah, eventually. But shit, we've been playing this game in this Homo sapiens sapiens suit for a long time. It's time to go back to that body of energy and recharge. And if you want to play the game again, then come back and play it. But what we've been doing is just we've been making the choices, as I said on another video, not from a state of lucidity, because we have other beings that are influencing us, that are pushing, that are influencing us. You see all of the influencers. The influencers influence you to make decisions, sometimes overriding how you feel because it sounds so good. Oh, he speaks so well. He read so many books and yeah. But the only thing that matters really, right? If remember this, and I was the positive marketer. I can't do shit without you. We came together and we leaving together. So I have to influence you to see things the way that I do. And those who it resonates with, There's power in numbers, is what I'm trying to say, even on the non physical plane, even from a soul perspective. It's power. We manifest faster when a lot of us come together. That's why don't argue over the agendas. You'll know why they're doing why they're doing. They're playing the game of position. The more people you can get to see and visualize what you see, you can create it like this. Instant. Okay? And this holographic universe is going to get built. All I'm saying is have your own shit. Don't just depend on a system. This is the same system that we're ascending into. This is the same foot that's been on our neck. We're just waking up a little bit, but if we're not making our decisions lucid based on how we feel, you can find yourself in a non-physical system. And I don't know how you're going to get out with this technology. Look at us now. All of the signs are here. I don't know. I'm not ashamed to say I don't know how you're gonna get out if you connect this AI, which we're doing slowly, to your imagination. I don't know. I really do. I want to know. There's a little curiosity. I'll be lying if I don't even want to know. How can we get out of this shit? I don't know. I don't have the answers. There's some of you that might have the answers. Some of you might have the ability to bounce back and forth. But what I'm experiencing firsthand, I'm seeing a total dominance, dictatorship, a shift of power using technology. That's what I'm seeing. It ain't balanced. Now, it could be if we all start seeing it, if we, enough of us Homo sapiens sapiens see it a certain way, but we're still stuck in this Democrat, Republican, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you what it's doing from having two choices. When you only have two choices, you're playing in an infinite field. That means you got to choose. And it's going to be a bad analogy, but it is what it is. If you only got two choices, what happens when those choices is doo-doo or pee? You got to pick one. And we just experienced that in the United States. You guys know what I'm saying. But if you get out of that game and mentalism and say, hey, I'm going to stay right in the middle. I really don't care. I'm not even attaching any emotion to this because whether I say I'm a Democrat or a Republican, I still got to get out here and eat. I don't have to choose. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Trying to say? So, if you really want to play this game, all creation starts from the non-physical plane. And I'm going to wrap it up with this. If you really want to get a great position in this game, because the soul don't die, contrary to what we've been told, and we're waking up, you are the ancestors. You are the ancestors. And in this game, you got the tall whites, another race. I heard a young lady, I was saying this a long time ago. You have the Negro Advanced Societies, Negroid with the big nose and big lips that look just like us. They got the technology. You saw it in Black Panther. And I just want to say this too before I go, because I touched on it. My next live stream, I'll touch more because I'm going to connect with the Negroid ancient entities, our ancestors, which I could have possibly been involved in that. I just don't remember. You see what I mean? But they've been hiding that too. There's some videos that came out when I think it was Apollo 8 went up to the moon, and Project Camelot was interviewing a guy that was on his deathbed, and they buried this video. You might not even be able to find this video, but I saw it. I don't know how I see everything, but I see the right. And he was working with he was like, at the airport, they had the guys that bring in the planes. He was bringing in space shuttles and all of these special kind of technologies that we had no clue about. And this rocket came back prematurely, and it was escorted by another craft that he couldn't even understand, right? And so she asked him, what did you see? And this guy, and I know now, I knew then, I could feel he wasn't lying then, but I really would know now. He say they were escorted back from the moon by there were two tall black aliens, and a smaller gray alien. And Carrie Casey said, "What do you mean black aliens?" They were black. Like, and you know what we call black here, right? We're not really black, but you know what? And she was still kind of dumbfounded because she had never even heard this. This is how you can tell she had no clue, right? And this guy know what he saw. He said he got very animated. She said, "No, they were black." And then he caught it. Uh, oh shit. Not like Negroid, but yes, if there's tall whites, of course there's tall black, Negroid, breakaway societies. I'm not going to even call them aliens. Breakaway society means they have the ability and the consciousness and the know-how and the technology to get past the moon. They're not gods, right? They just have the technology and the recall of life experience. They know how to store their experiences in the light body. So they coming in and out of this game. All right. The soul doesn't die, but they ain't getting in no long ass soul welfare line to say, okay, what's next? Because I don't know what the fuck to do. They ain't doing that. I can tell y'all that. They not doing that. They're not following the light and say, okay, what's next? What do I do now? They're not doing that. They have, if you listen, they not doing that if you read the emerald tablets with thought. You see all that data it's on the internet now. If you read everything, Soul Group, read everything. Thought they were strategically incarnating and had other Homo sapien suits in line just in case something happened to this one. I'm just telling you what it was. They have the know-how because they're retaining their data in the light body. Okay? The traveling that he's talking about, a lot of it is non-physical. And people are mistaking it for they looking up at the holographic lights. No, 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 no. A lot of that is non-physical when the Homo sapien falls asleep in mentalism on your organic screen. Okay, astral travel. But how do they throw the monkey wrench at you? They got you looking up at the hologram up in the sky. Just something to think about, Soul Group. A lot of it is when you close your eyes, you see stars. When you dreaming, if you can retain and remain lucid in this transitioning, you see the same star. It looks similar to that sometimes. You're traveling in mentalism. You can see stuff moving. You're really moving. Energy, right? But how do they get you off of? Oh, nah, you're just dreaming. That's just a dream. That's not real. Look, it's up and up. It's out there. And even now we're finding out. We're finding advanced technology and because we don't know. Okay, but they damn sure don't want you to know. Who are you? We're the working class. We're the people that work to survive here. We're the people that have been programmed with numbers and symbols, okay, to stay in a certain vibratory frequency, right? We're the people that listen to music that's in a certain frequency that dumbs us down. It programs us to think down on one another, to take away our free will. This is purposely done. And I ain't got to go into that. We're the working class that smokes a certain plant, right? That they're growing with technology now, a certain light that keeps us in a certain vibratory realm where we can't focus. We can't even think. I'm telling. That's why they mumble rapping now, because they can't think of what to say. So it's good, and then what do they do, Soul Group? If I'm lying, let the ceiling come down. What do? They give it to the AI, and the AI puts it all in that perfect key, which is not 432 hertz. I know what I'm talking about. This is simple. It's way out of frequency. And that frequency that's way out of frequency, that's where we've been aware of consciously. That's what we call here. Because don't nobody really know where we at. But we're in a frequency that is not congruent with the universal connection. We way out of key on that musical scale just from the music we listen to. And you have to start with sound and vibration because that's what everything is, right? So why aren't we focusing on the music? If we start focusing on just the music that we listen to, everything will change. But we can't even control the music now, right? Now we can take a cell phone, make some bullshit, and upload it right on there, and everybody listening to it. But that's their free will. But when it comes down to it, right? When the lights and the power and shit really start changing, right? And you ain't got no food, you ain't got no water, you ain't got no shelter, you ain't got no electricity, and you trying to save this Homo sapiens sapiens suit, you're gonna have to think, what did I do with my time in the illusion of time? That's when the shit hit the fan. Are those Yeezys that cost $900? Can you eat them, mother? You can't eat them. Do you have fresh water? I mean, if you're really trying to, I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to preserve the Homo sapiens sapiens suit, but that's just my opinion. I'm telling you, everybody's going to lose everything, but you won't lose the life. You won't lose the awareness. You won't lose the mentalism. You always exist somewhere. You just have to wake up and become lucid to the power. The power ain't fiat currency. The power is mentalism, the infinite mind. That's what it is. It's so simple, but so complex. What are you giving your awareness to? I salute you on that. Before we go, let's just take 3 deep breaths together. What are the deep breaths going to do? I do this on purpose. The deep breaths are going to bring lucidity to the information that we all just went over, right? It's going to bring you into present moment awareness. You don't have to smoke a joint to do that. You can do it with the breath. So let's take 3 deep breaths to retain this information that we just went over, and let's go about our days. You ready? Okay, deep through the nose. Take in as much breath as you can. Hold it at the top for 3 seconds. I got 10 seconds remaining on my phone. Hold it at the top as long as you can and release it as slow as you can. It looks like this. Now, from right here, from this space that we just created, make your decisions from here. Create from here. Learn how to love from here. Learn how to vibe here. This is present moment awareness, meaning I am aware that I am aware. Make your decisions here. Play the game here. Spend as much time as you can here. Because as soon as you snap out of here, there's chaos. There's responsibilities. There's careers. There's children. There's mortgage payments. There's car notes. There's relationships. You get it? So spend as much time as you can. All it takes is 3 breaths. Start implementing this. You know how many times I do that reset in a day? At least 10. That's how I reset and find that calmness, and then I start from there. You see what I'm saying? And this is great. This is technology that you can use that will change your life. Like that. All right? Salute, Soul Group. Peace and love. And my will and desire for you is for you to become lucid to the fact that your cause will always be your effect in everything that you do. Don't forget, we do have a program that if this information resides with you and you feel the love and you feel the need to support, I do have astralestate.com that will not teach you. I don't like to use that. That will remind you of who you are and help you to retain, to rethink that solid foundation that you had when you incarnated into this Homo sapiens sapiens suit. It will also take you through the necessary steps so that you can self-serve yourself. We're talking about energy work. We're talking about our own chakra work. We're talking about pranayama breathing. We're talking about hertz, sound healing, everything you need for self non-physical sustainment. Got you covered, okay? So I'm out. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the next live stream.